Hello, welcome to another video. It's been a week since I've uploaded, I think. I didn't upload last week because I just couldn't think of anything to say, to be honest. But today, back on Gorleston seafront, staring out at the sea. The sea looks a bit rough, but yeah, it's not too bad. Just been to see Wayne and Christine, spent a few hours with them today. It wasn't too bad, went for a nice walk. You know, all the way down the seafront, all the way along Regent Road, and then back to theirs, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I ain't really been up to much, just, you know, normal shit. But, yeah, I'm wondering what I can actually include in these videos, because I don't really do a lot. You know, I spend most of the time at home, sitting in front of the telly, or sitting in front of YouTube, and I really can't think of things to say when it comes to these videos. That's why I didn't record one last week, because I was like, well, what's different that I could tell you? And there's just been nothing happen that has been different. So, you know, nothing new to talk about. One thing that was good last week, I had my sister-in-law and my nephew come and visit us. That was nice. They come round for the afternoon, so that wasn't too bad. That was, last Wednesday, I think it was. Because I ended up going round Wayne's about 5. After they'd left, I took them home and then went to Wayne's. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. You know, it was nice seeing them. Missus still ain't going out, but that's understandable with her condition. But yeah, mentally I ain't been feeling too bad lately. It's been a fairly decent week. I'm not feeling really low and depressed and terrible and all that about it, so that's not too bad. Today I didn't really want to get out of bed just because I was comfortable, but ended up getting up fairly late today. But yeah, not really been up to much, just, you know, normal stuff. Going out for a walk, or sitting at home watching YouTube. I just want to try and get these videos out more often, but it's just knowing what to talk about, you know. It's just, I say, because I don't really do a lot. I mean, I go round Wayne's twice a week. Other than that, I'm at home. And me and the wife don't go out. The only other thing I can think to do is just come for a drive when I'm not going to Wayne's and just record a video and just talk and that. But yeah, it's been hasn't been too bad today. Saw Wayne and Christine, as I said, went round and had a chat with his sister, picked up TJ and went for a walk with him as well, so that was good because I get on well with him. So we're having a laugh and that, taking the piss out of Wayne a little bit, but it's just how it is. But yeah, it's just making me think what I'm actually going to talk about when it comes to these videos, because as I say, I don't really do a lot. The only other things that I could talk about is making YouTube videos, and that's not really something that I want to get into doing, because I don't want to make a video talking about making a video, if that makes sense. It does to me, but anyway. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, you know. I don't really get up to much, I don't go anywhere. Most of the time I'm sitting at home. But mentally I haven't been too bad. I mean, there's still times when I have an off day, obviously. Like, not last weekend, the one before, I was feeling really low, don't know why. This weekend will be the 4th week in a row that I haven't had any drink at the weekend, so I'm doing alright with that. And that's actually been better for me not to drink. I mean, I enjoy a few beers now and again, but last time I think I went a bit overboard, so I decided to knock that on the head. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. I ain't really been up to much, just normal shit, you know. Not going out anywhere, only seeing the same people. And I'll say today going for a walk was nice, because that made a change. I don't normally do that, but you know, it's just what to talk about. I mean, ideally me and Wayne will be able to get into this at some point, because he's supposed to be getting some large amount of money, so he's saying about getting recording equipment and that sort of stuff, so he can make these videos or perhaps have a podcast just talking about mental health and our stories and that kind of, pretty much what I'm doing now, but with 2 of us. And if there's 2 of us, hopefully we can bounce off each other well with conversation. and, you know, actually make decent videos. I mean, I'm not saying our videos are going to help people. I don't think they will, but you never know. It could be someone who it will help. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't really do a lot. I really wish I did more. You know, I mean, I've got all this free time, but it just, I don't know. It's a lot of the time I just feel comfortable being at home. That's what's strange. Because I used to love going out. You know, I still do love going out, but I don't go out that much. I say twice a week. You know, it's going to be on a Wednesday and a Saturday, because Wayne's normally busy on a Friday, so that's fair enough. Saturdays are better. But yeah, it just makes me wonder what I'm going to talk about. I mean, as I said, mentally, I haven't been too bad lately. You know, my mental health has been not fantastic. I mean, I'm not bouncing on cloud 9 or anything like that, but I've just felt better than other times. You know, I've felt less depressed. And as I say, I'm not saying I'm always happy and bouncing and bubbly, because I'm not. You know, I'm a miserable sod most of the time. But again, that's just me. I mean, I am thinking about bringing up stories from my past, like going right back into my history with mental health, because I've had mental health problems since I was a kid. I just didn't know that's what it was back then. And when I was growing up, my parents were always of the thing where there's nothing wrong with you, just keep going, move on, and all the rest of it, you know. Because my dad's always been carry on unless you're dying. Then it took him quite a while to understand that I have actually got mental health problems. But he understands now, you know, and he's supportive. I don't see him that often, but, you know, when I do see him, he is supportive. It's just, when I start going into these stories, I'm wondering whether it's going to be something that people are actually going to want to hear. Because I'm just a bloke in a hat on YouTube. You know, I've noticed that not many of my videos are getting many views, which is fair enough. I mean, quick plug, Cheese Sam Rich, one word, is my YouTube channel. There's a picture of a mouse in a yellow skirt, cartoon mouse in a yellow skirt, and that's my channel. And I'm just trying to think what else I can do to expand on the channel other than making these videos. And the only other thing I can think of doing is start telling stories from my past. You know, I haven't got the most colourful past in the world, but I've been through a lot of stuff that has aided towards my mental health being bad. So that might be, you know, my story might be someone else's survival tool, for all I know. I've been through a lot of shit in the past, especially with my kids, my ex, the kid's mother. Been through loads of crap with her. Past 10 years has been good because I've been with Tony. But yeah, it's making me wonder when I should actually start making videos about my past. Should I just do it like a little while ago? I was recording episodes for a podcast going back a few months now, and I only got 11, 12 episodes in, and then I couldn't think of anything else to talk about. And that's what it feels like this is getting like, but I don't want it to be like that. You know, there's so many things I want to talk about. It's just whether anyone would be interested in my stories, that's all. But yeah, looking at it, growing up, I was always in a shit situation in school. I was bullied a lot, to the point where I was chased home by bullies. And that obviously didn't help my mental health. I never wanted to go to school because of it. But it was always, well, you got to go to school, you got to go to school. So, yeah, I know, but I don't want to. But I ended up having to. And it's just making me wonder whether I should start telling those sort of stories, you know? I mean, having depression from when I was a kid, now I know the signs and the symptoms, having lived with it all this time. I can recognise when I was depressed in the past, when I was having depression when I was growing up. And talk about some of the triggers that caused it. Like I said, about being bullied. I didn't do very well at school because I hated school. I hated being told what to do, which is still the same now. I'm a stubborn sod. But yeah, it's just making me wonder whether this is something that I should get into and start talking about. Because there are lots of stories that I could tell. It'd just be telling them in the context that people would get it. You know, I mean, like this video, it isn't great context, but I'm basically just having a chat about my mental health and having a little bit of a chat about my life. So it's not, you know, anything in particular. But yeah, it's something I could talk about. I mean, the way I see it, I could start talking about when I first started having mental health problems that I knew were mental health problems later in life. Talking about when I was depressed when my kids were little and how that affected me and how it affected them, and just things like that, just to bring it up. But maybe that's what I need to start doing. Maybe I need to start doing these vlogs talking about my past, about how my depression affects me, how it all started, and you know, that kind of thing. As I say, it started when I was at school, but it just didn't get easier, and as I've got older, naturally the depression, it's harder because you have more problems in life, just life. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm thinking of doing. As I say, if Wayne gets hold of this stuff he wants to get hold of and we can start making videos of each other, then that could turn out better, because it could be, tell me a story from when you were a kid, Wayne, because he's had depression for over 30 years. So there's bound to be a lot of stories from his side that I haven't heard of, and he's got stories from me that he's never heard of. So it could end up being pretty good for both of us. But that's something I'm going to look in. That's something I'm going to think of doing, and just start sort of deciding, is this what I want to do? How do I want to do it? So that I can start making more videos and actually get this channel filled up with videos. Because at the minute I think I've got 10 videos on now, and 5 of them were the AI made ones that talk about different mental health conditions. But that's going forward. I think I need to perhaps plan an episode, like write bullet points of what I want to talk about, and then just put them into an episode. Because right now I'm just winging it, where I'm just sitting here talking off the top of my head about stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be something that could end up being good for me, and it'll just be whether or not many people see it. I mean, they might not. If they don't, they don't, you know. This channel and all these videos are helping me anyway, because it's getting stuff out of my head, so it does help. Talking about other things when I was a kid, when me and my brother used to fight like cat and dog. He's an older brother, and we hated each other. We absolutely hated each other. I was the annoying little brother, and he was the older brother who was, you know, in whatever situation he was in, and we didn't like each other at the time. Now we get on fine, but we don't see each other. That's just personal choice, I think, from both sides. I mean, I said to him once, you know, I haven't seen you for a year, and he goes, yeah, I know, it's been amazing and peaceful, isn't it? So that's his sense of humour for you. But nah, I want to get more of these videos out. I want to talk about more stuff, go into my past, my history, what's caused my mental health problems, talk about stuff with, I don't know, women, past relationships, you know, stuff like that, and just see whether that could actually help anybody, and see what happens from there. I'll probably try and record another video later this week. I mean, it's Wednesday today, so I'll probably try and record another one at the end of the week, and just try in the meantime to get an idea going in my mind, like start writing down bullet points of what I want to talk about in these videos, and then that could be a whole amazing amount of content. You know, I could potentially have 100 videos just talking about this and my past and everything else. But unless I actually sit down and work it out and think, it's going to be off the cuff, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to be stumbling over and umming and ahhing, and you know, lots of pauses. But that's not what I want to do. I don't want it to be lots of pauses in my videos. I want it to be that as I'm talking, it's getting stuff out, potentially helping someone, and going from there. So if you like this video, give it a like, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to Cheese Sandwich on YouTube, and leave a comment on anything you can think of that might help, that might improve these videos, improve my way of delivering them, or anything that I could talk about, and we'll see what happens. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.